Good morning, students. Today, in this third lecture, third video of chapter 7, standard 6, SS, I am going to explain about cultural condition of science, about King Harshvardhana, and also about King Pulkeshi too. Okay, my dear student, I explained in my first and second video about establishment of Gupta dynasty. Okay, my dear student, who was the founder? After that, which king came? Everything I have explained. I also explained that this period, the period of Gupta age, is also called the golden period. Why? That also I have explained. Okay, and these are the characteristics. These are the characteristics we can say why it is called the period of golden age. Okay, my dear student, here first thing is about cultural condition. When we use the word culture, okay, automatically comes about the literature as well as about temples. Okay, my dear student, at that time many people they contributed in the field of literature. Many people, okay, they contributed in the field of literature. They have written epics or some other poems. Okay, so here Kalidas, Skandaswami, Hariswami, Rani Vijaya, Aryasura, these were the person they have contributed in the form of literature. Okay, Kalidas, when we consider about Kalidas, so Kalidas has written many things in Sanskrit. Okay, like Abhigyan Sankutal, Raghuvansam, Meghdut. Okay, so these things were written during the Gupta age. Okay, my dear student, here I would like to explain. Here I would like to explain that Kalidas is called the Shakespeare. Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India. Means in Sanskrit. Why he is called like that? Because Shakespeare has contributed a great in a literature, in English literature. Okay, when we consider about English literature, the Shakespeare. Okay, Shakespeare is one of the great person. Okay, he has written many things. That is why here in India, Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India. Okay, because Kalidas contribution in Sanskrit. Okay, he has written many things. Just I explained that Abhigyan Sankutal, Raghuvansam, okay, Meghdut, and many more. Many things are there. So they were written by Kalidas. Okay, so at that time, if the question comes, who were the great person? Okay, they contributed in literature during Gupta age. So we have to write down Kalidas, Skandaswami, Hariswami, Rani Vijaya, Aryasura. Okay, they have contributed. Okay, in a field of literature. When we consider about temples, so Parvati temple and Jhansi temple, okay, they were built, but it is also called. So they were the first brick temple. Okay, they were considered as the first brick temples. Okay, next one is when we consider about science. When we consider about science, my dear student, you have heard the name Aryabhatta. Have you heard the name Aryabhatta? So at that time, during the Gupta age, Aryabhatta discovered zero and decimal system. Okay, in a maths it comes na decimal point. Okay, so zero and decimal point they were discovered by Aryabhatta. Okay, so Aryabhatta was belong to that time also. So in the form of we are just in science only. Okay, when we consider condition of science, it comes with that. Okay, so first thing about the discovery of zero and decimal system done by Aryabhatta. Okay, second thing, Varamihir. When I explained the chapter in the first video, I explained about Varamihir. Okay, so Varamihir has written one text, one of thing. In my dear student, that book was related to astronomy. Okay, Varami he had written one book. Okay, related to astronomy. And my dear student, the book name of the book was Brihad Samhita. The name of the book is Brihad Samhita. Okay, so Varami he wrote a book Brihad Samhita, and in that one he has explained about the astronomy. Okay, my dear student, one more thing about Vagbhat. Vagbhat. Okay, Vagbhat has written one book. Okay, on Ayurveda. On Ayurveda, and the name of the book is Ashtang Hriday Samhita. Ashtang Hriday Samhita. Okay. So my dear student, in a form of literature, it was a great period, great time. Same time in the field of science. Okay, science and maths. Okay, they had contributed also. Next one is, okay, at that time medicines were made. Okay, for human as well as as well as for the animals. And my dear student, medicines for elephants and horses. Okay, especially medicines for horse and elephants. Okay, one more thing we can say about the thing that today when we do anything, when we buy any iron, after few years we can see, okay, what happened, it becomes rusted. But one pillar that is in Mehroli near Delhi, one pillar that is near Delhi, okay, at Mehroli, one pillar is there. My dear student, at that time, okay, we can say that pillar, it was built at that time. Still today also it is not rusted. It is not rusted. So we can say it was a great thing of the Gupta age. Got it? So if you visit Delhi, please visit this pillar also. Okay. So these are the things related to science. When we consider about Gupta age, so after Gupta age, my dear student, a great king was. After that, great king was Harshvardhana. Okay, Harshvardhana. When we consider about Harshvardhana, so we have to learn about his family also. Okay, Prabhagavardhan, his father. Prabhagavardhan had three children: Rajyasri, Rajyavardhan, and Harshvardhan. Okay, and my dear student, at that time, okay, in Thaneswar, after Prabhagavardhan, okay, Rajyavardhan became the king. After Rajyavardhan, okay, because Rajyavardhan he was killed. So after Rajyavardhan, Harshvardhan became the king. By the time Rajyasri, the sister of Harshvardhan and Rajyavardhan, she was kidnapped. Okay, so what happened? Harshvardhana made free. Okay, made free, and at that time, when we consider at that time what happened in North India, it was totally covered by Harshvardhana, while in south, okay, it was the reign of Pulkeshitu. It is said Harshvardhana and Pulkeshitu, they were contemporary kings. Okay, in north there was a big state of Harshvardhana in north, while in south there was a king named Pulkeshitu. Okay, my dear student, when we say about Harshvardhana, he was belong to Pushyabhuti clan. Okay, and my dear student, here I would like to explain that during his time, one Chinese traveler named Yuan Sang came to India, visited. Okay, he visited the court of Harshvardhana as well as the court of Pulkeshitu. So in his book he had written many things related to Bauddha religion as well as about the administration of Harshvardhana as well as Pulkeshitu. Okay, and under his presidency a religious meet was also made. Okay, religious meet during Harsha's time when Yuan Sang came. So under the presidency of Yuan-sang, a religious myth was gathered. Okay, and my dear student, he propagated Buddhism. Okay, got it? So, my dear student, here Emperor Harshvardhana. Okay, at that time, during the time of Harsha. Okay, once again, let me explain. During Gupta age, the great person who had contributed in the field of literature were Kalidas, Kanswami, Hariswami, Rani Vijaya, Aryasura. Similarly, during the period of Harshvardhana, the persons like Banbhatta, Aryabhatta, Jayasuriya, they contributed in the field of literature. My dear student, Harsha was also a great writer. Okay, and Harsha has written three plays. Okay, Priyadarshika, Ratnavali, and Nagananda. Okay, Nagananda, that is the related to Buddhism. Okay, so Harsha was a great poet. Harsha was a great writer, and he had written three plays: Priyadarshika, Ratnavali, and Nagananda. Similarly, when we consider about Banbhatta, so Banbhatta had written Kadambari and Harshcharit, that is related to the king Harshvardhana. Harsh means King Harsha, and Charita means his autobiography. So the great person of literature were Banbhatta, okay, Mayur Bhatta, and Jayasuriya. They were the great writers of, okay, the person who contributed in the field of literature during Harsha's time. Okay, so here, if I ask a question, which three plays were written by, drama written by Harshvardhana? So answer comes Priyadarshika, Ratnavali, and Nagananda. If I ask which are the things written by Banbhatta, so it comes Kadambari and Harshcharita. Got it? So here information related to Harshvardhana. During his time in South, a great king was there named Pulkesi II. He was belonged to Chalukya dynasty. Okay, Chalukya king. Harshvardhana ruled for 40 years, 40. Now what is the thing here? Till Narmada, till the river Narmada, okay, upper part was totally governed by, means at that time king was Harsha. So in south, okay, Pulkesi II, and both were, they had a fight, war at river Narmada. In that war, Harsha was defeated. Okay, that comes in standard 7. That time I will explain. The first chapter comes about Kanoj and Vatapi. That time I will explain this thing. Okay, my dear student, after defeating the kings Kadam, then the Genghis of Maheshwara, and Mauryas of Konkan, Pulkesi II got the title of the Lord of South, because he defeated these kings and got the title. Okay, so here there are information related to Gupta age as well as Harshvardhana and Pulkesi II. While discussing the question answer, if anything is remaining, surely I will explain in detail about this thing. Thank you.